Hey guys, I'm working on a Fender Rhodes here, and thought I'd show you what I'm doing, some of my progress. So the preamp needs some work, which is partially why it's been removed. It's over there if you can't see it. And that's kind of above my pay grade. I could figure it out, but I have a friend who's one of the best Rhodes techs in the country who's offered to fix it for me inexpensively. So it would take just as long for me to troubleshoot it, order the parts, fix it myself. Probably take longer to do that than it would for me just to send it to him and he'll fix it and send it back. So I'm probably going to do that. In case you're wondering, the vibrato isn't switching. It looks like it's gotten... Yeah, so the vibrato isn't switching. You're hearing ringing because two of the felts here are missing, and I'm going to glue those back in place. That's easy. But what I'm doing mostly right now is tweaking the harp for it to sound more how I like it. And I'm far from a Rhodes expert, if you can't tell, but I have gotten a lot of compliments on how my Rhodes typically sound. So I figured it wouldn't hurt to document what I do. It's very easy. You can do it yourself if you have the basic tools. So just to give you an example, here's where I have tweaked it. And here's where I haven't yet. Sorry for that one ringing note. I really need to go get some glue so I can reattach that because it's really bothering me. That one too. Right there is where I got. That's where I'm. So it's very simple what I do. All I do is I make sure I'm starting with the right one. This screw here, it's a hex head screw. What size is it? I want to say it's a quarter, but I might be wrong about that. Come on now. I'm not good at multitasking in terms of holding the camera and doing everything. Yeah, it's a quarter. Okay. So this screw adjusts, it holds the pickup in place is what it does, and so by loosening the screw and sliding the pickup, you can determine how close the pickup is to the tine. So since the whole piano needs to be tweaking, I just will unscrew an entire row of these at a time. Again, I'm sure other guys have much better methods, but this method has served me very well for the 20 years or so that I've owned Rhodes pianos. So, if you can't tell, that's the tine there. The little thing in there with the little spring on the end of it. Here, I'll show you. Hard to do one-handed. Come on. Whole heavy piano. There we go. So these are the tines. And those are the pickups. And each tine has a pickup, and if you ever need to tune it, you adjust this little spring. I have found they usually don't need tuning until you replace a tine. These will break, and you have to replace it and tune the new one. So here you have your key, your hammer, it's your hammer tip. You can see these have a little bit of wear, but not too much. I've definitely seen worse. Which one's ringing? So the key, hammer, and that's the damper. You see these two, the felt was coming off, so I just pulled it the rest of the way off, and I'm just going to glue it back on. I'm sure there's a better way to do it than that, but again, my methods have been working for me for years, so until somebody yells at me and says, "You're stupid, don't do it that way," and shows me a better way, I'll keep doing it my way. So I'm just going to, I've got the little felts down there. You see my my socket wrenches are still in disarray because someone who shall remain nameless but helps me at my shop frequently opened it up upside down, so they all, yeah, so I think some of them are even missing, and it's just a nightmare. I'm gonna just end up replacing them at some point. So yeah, these need to be glued back on, but yeah, there's a tine. So key, hammer tip, damper, tine, pickup, and then you have the I don't know what they call them, the tuning forks, or the, you know, the things that resonate. I don't know what the technical name is for them. But, you know, most of the keys have these, which, you know, resonate like a tuning fork for that specific note. So, all I do when I'm adjusting my Rhodes is I move the pickup as close to the tine as possible, which will give you the loudest output, which is often a part of the barky sound that a lot of people who play the Rhodes like. You can have them further away and it'll be quieter and it'll be more mellow, and you can also adjust the two screws here, which I'll show you in a bit. But so this one, so I don't know how to do this with not enough hands, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it in. But you see here, you kind of hear it. It's kind of hitting the tine now. So you got to move it out a little bit. I would normally do this with only one hand, with two hands. So let's tighten it back down and see. Yeah, it's still hitting a little bit, so we're going to move it back. Again, I wouldn't have that problem if I could play it and adjust it at the same time. But I only have, since I didn't bring a camera stand, I only have one hand here. So this is a lot. Well, let's pretend it's not hitting because I don't have enough hands to do this. So you can hear now. No, that's going to bother me. We're going to adjust it again. Pretend that that's where it's supposed to be. It's not quite, but it's close enough for the video. So then all I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust these screws, and I will typically start by tightening the front one a little bit. And loosen the back one a little bit. I went too far though. You hear how it kind of went up an octave? That's when you know you've gone too far. I like it right before it goes up an octave, but not all the way. So like right at that cusp. I'm gonna set the camera down so you can hear it, because then I can adjust it while playing it. I don't know if I'll be able to do it in such a way that you can also see it, but we'll try. So here I'm gonna, too far. Right there. Okay, well, I've given you a very quick demonstration of my Rhodes tweaking method. I'll try to do a better video when I have a camera stand. But that's how I adjust mine. And the other thing you can do, sometimes you can adjust how far forward the harp is. There's the two screws that hold this in place on each side, and sometimes it will slide back and forth some, and that can also help where the hammer hits the tine, affects the sound. Yeah, so I'm going to keep working at it, but thanks for watching.